Standard options I was going to go to next is the portable Goal Zero power station inside the camper. So it's a 1500X, and so that's what's running the diesel heater. But the diesel heater you can add on my truck yesterday driving down here. So I just set it to like, what is that in Fahrenheit? 40 Fahrenheit, just to make sure, you know, when it's freezing outside, the Goal Zero doesn't freeze because it goes into cold mode. Once it's in cold mode, you got to bring it inside to warm it up. So you don't want the Goal Zero to get too cold. It is lithium, so if you have lithium, you know, my lawnmower's lithium, my weed whacker's lithium, you don't want them to freeze. You want to keep it above freezing. So if the camper is going to get colder than that, this thing, you can just set it to a temperature, set it to 40 Fahrenheit, and it's only going to turn on when it needs to. It's going to keep the camper warm enough to make sure your battery doesn't get too cold. And the newer Scouts have the adjustable vent, which kind of aims the heat downwards inside the camper versus before it was just straight out. So I'm just going to give it a quick rundown. So when you have your Goal Zero, let's say you just got it right here, you're going to go plunk it in. There's a lid on the Goal Zero which houses your plugins, your power, your charger, and all that. You're going to want to put the diesel heater plug underneath the lid and plug it in there. And then you have your other cords. You have your 12-volt system. That's going to run your lights, all your safety features, so your carbon monoxide, your smoke, all those kind of things. That's on the 12-volt system. And so is the screen for the diesel heater. That's all on your 12-volt system. So to turn it on, you just push the button, 12-volt light turns on. You're like, okay, power, good to go. And then there's a longer, they're all labeled now, which is really nice, but there's a longer plug, which is for an external panel. So right beside your 7-way on your driver's side, there's also another SAE plug. So you can use external solar panels to charge the Goal Zero as well. So, and the Goal Zero has, you know, your 120 volt, 110 volt plugs on the front, your USBs. I mean, it can run pretty much most things, but it does work really well. The next thing that comes standard with the Scouts is the Lifesaver jerry can. So with that's that blue jug above the sink. You can get water from pretty much anywhere with this thing. So if you're an overland type or you have no water, you always have a fresh water solution with the Lifesaver jerry can. It has, I think it's charcoal filters inside, and it's 4.9 gallons. You can fill it up. It'll clean your water. It's got a little pump. You pump it up, and you got to spray one to, you know, wash your dishes, wash your boots, whatever it is. But it's a really nice piece of gear to have because you always have water. On that Lifesaver, you'll want to inform your customers they want to keep the filter wet. So if they're pulling it out of the camper for the winter, so winterization of a Scout, what are the two things you need to do? Take out your lithium battery, take out your water, it's winterize. Super easy, right? Where's I going with that? Oh, the Lifesaver, yeah. The filter needs to stay wet or it'll dry out. It's expensive filter, so make sure that they keep it water on the filter or it'll dry out. Dum. All right, so Kenai again. You can see here we have a mud pan. So you'll see, let me just move this. So this black thing here, this is your mud pan inside the Kenai. So you could use the rinse or the Lifesaver there. You can wash your boots off. It would drain outside. Or you can have a shower right here. So you have shower curtain. See the little hangers there? Comes with a shower curtain. So you can set up a shower in here. The drain is right beside me on this corner. So this is your shower drain. You can attach like just a garden hose to it and it'll drain to a bucket, or you can have a gray tank, a portable one. Same as here's your sink drain on all the models on the driver's side. So interior, all three of these, so Yoho Olympic Kenai, all three have the table that goes down to a dinette bed. So in the Yoho and the Kenai, you have an L-shaped sleeping area, and both of the L's go down to separate beds if you like. So you got this Dometic cooler in here. I know we got equipped here, sells National Lunas, but they both areas go down to sleeping spaces. In the Olympic, the table simply pops down, takes like 3 seconds, put the cushions over, and now you have an extra bed if you're dinette there as well. So all models have additional sleeping. In my camper, or in this camper, you have a portaledge, so you're sleeping north-south. So that option, which is now improved too, I can show you that there's a bracket on the back that now extends the whole length of the portaledge. So it's stronger than it used to be, less chance of it breaking, things like that. But they pull out, you're sleeping north-south with your head by the window. In my own camper, my 2 kids sleep between us, so we're sleeping 4 inside, and we'd still have room for a couple other people if we needed to without the rooftop tent. You add the rooftop tent, you can sleep a couple more up top. So tons of sleeping in the Scouts. Like David was saying earlier, you know, meant for families. A lot of people go camping in the Scouts, so that's pretty cool. This removable marine grade flooring is awesome. You can spill things on it, doesn't get dirty. I don't know if you can see it, that nice carpet in there. Keeps your feet a little bit warmer because the floor gets chilly in the winter, so it's nice for your feet as well. Go through a couple quick ones here. We got the 12-volt fan above the sink. Got our stainless sink, and then all of our campers are RVIA code compliant. So that can help people with their financing. So if they're not RVIA, sometimes it's difficult to get them financed. So they are RVIA certified. They have fire extinguisher. They even have a bottle opener, which is good. And they have marine grade plywood with licorice screws coating. That's this black coating on the plywood. And then I get asked this question quite often too. Why are your jacks an option? So when you have the jacks as an option, it allows us to get our base weights down. So if this thing weighs 1265, the way it sits, adding the jacks will be 130 pounds. So you can take those off while you're traveling, right? So when you're building it on our website, yeah, it adds weight, but you don't need to take those out camping. You can leave them at home. Mine in my garage for a year, so you don't have to take the jacks with you. On the other models, you can see the jacks need to go with you. It's about 130 pounds you can just leave off. 2024 option, GFC tents. Does everybody know who they are? Go Fast Campers. Built in Montana, I believe. I've been to their factory. That's where it was. Sweet campers, or tents, I should say. So if you're not adding the tent, or you're looking to store some extra gear, we have the roof rack option. And so some people might ask, how do I mount to the roof rack? So there's these 80/20 is a kind of a, what do you call them, fastener manufacturers. So there's different things you can buy from them to secure gear to the roof rack. T-slot, yeah. Mechanic crosswing awning. Again, we already talked about that, but it's a 7-foot model, so we'll get asked that a lot, which model it is. It is the 7-foot model of the Kamiq. Diesel heater, we talked about that. Bunk windows. Bed rail runners. So this option right here, you can see on the side. So this improves the aesthetics of the camper. I'm not sure if you can all see it, but basically it fills the space between the truck bed and the camper. So visually it looks nice. So you can see behind you, like that truck right there has it. There's no space between the camper or the truck bed and the camper. Plus you can also secure some gear to it. So on mine I have a diesel rotopack secured here. You can put RV site levelers there. You can put other gear, shovels, whatever, axes. You can put them on this on these bed rail runners. Don't want to go too heavy, but I wouldn't put over 50 pounds on them. But for some smaller gear, I mean, it can support them. All right, so easy one. Roto packs. You can get these for water or diesel. We only offer the water tanks from factory, but customers can do their own. Like I bought a diesel one and put it on the bed rail. It took me 10 minutes to install, so lots of options for that. Portable Dometic cooktop is the custom cooktop we have inside the Scouts. It fits our counter space perfectly, but more importantly, we use a low pressure propane system. So if somebody has their own Coleman or their own cooktop and has a built-in regulator, it won't get enough flame. So, or propane, for lack of a better word. So if people want their own cooktop, just make sure it doesn't have a built-in regulator or it's not gonna work. So I always recommend our cooktop just for that reason. If you're not a propane expert, just order our cooktop, it'll solve that problem for you. So Dometic cooler, it keeps all your food cold and frozen, all that stuff, and you can monitor it and use it from your cell phone, which is kind of cool. Paul sells National Luna coolers. They're a little bit more money, a little bit better insulated, work really well, so that's a cool option as well. People can not order our cooler. If they don't want to go with the Dometic, it is a cheaper solution than something like a National Luna, but there are other cooler options out there. If you don't want an electric one, you can get like a Yeti cooler for $300 and use that. You don't have to get either of those options. So on my own camper, I'm using Nike and Adidas bags. They just don't fit nicely. These bags, if you look at the options in here for hanging storage bags, they fit perfectly. They're large. They fill the space nicely. They're designed for the Scout. So these are designed for the Scout campers. If you have a look at them, they're fantastic bags. If you go with your own bags, they work too. And they can be carabinered up. And there's lots of bag solutions. They're just not likely going to fit as perfectly as these ones.